Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we are talking about Dr. Stone Season 3, Episode 14, or Dr. Stone Season 3, Part 2, Episode 3, whichever you prefer. I prefer Episode 14 because it matches up with Jujutsu Kaisen. So that's an easy way for me to remember it. But we start off here with some unpetrification here going on, or petrification, I should say. Basically kind of started where we ended off last episode. Kohaku, Genro getting petrified, so that way Genro doesn't actually die. They get petrified. Amaryllis is kind of shocked. And then Deal Game, Test of Wit. Yeah, you already see where this is going. This is going to be a heavy talking episode, but there's really nothing wrong with that. So we get Yuzuriya back. Taiju, very, very happy about that. Eventually, they're going to be a couple. You know, it's going to take a minute, but they will be a couple eventually. I promise you. I promise you. And then, being Yuzuriya is very crafty, easily assembles the jigsaw puzzles that are people. So Chrome gets wakened up. Ukyo shows up as well. Got a couple people getting the team back together here. Amaryllis then ends up running away from the island, showing up to Senku's group, and basically, telling them about it. So she was the insider voice. She said, Kohaku, Genro got petrified. Doesn't really matter because they're going to be able to get unpetrified. Perfectly fine. We learned that tall dude's name is Ibara, so we finally get a name on him. I'm not sure if we got one in the last couple of episodes. We're only technically we're only 3 episodes deep so far, but 14 into the season in total. But we do finally have his name at the very least. So we learned that he is the one that petrified the actual master. Meanwhile, they are figuring out, putting together everything, and then they figured out that there's only one petrification beam. And the reason that they figured out that there's only one petrification beam is because Ibra doesn't want to petrify himself. If he had one, intruders, Kohaku, Genro, he would have pulled that out as soon as possible to petrify him, which would make sense as opposed to giving it to the girl that's like his kind of second in command, if you will. And she controls it because he would, worst case scenario, something goes wrong, she drops it prematurely or something, she gets petrified, he doesn't. So that's the deal there. So it says Ibra's the person who has an insurance plan. So the reason that there's only one petrification weapon that they are aware of is because he clearly would have used it if he had the opportunity to do so. So he may be telling people he has an additional one. I could see him doing that, tricking them. But 9 out of 10, there's only one. So let's see. Had to avoid the master when she threw it. Yeah, so she has to avoid everybody. Kirishima I believe is her name. Kirisame. There we go. There's the person's name. She also does not know that the master is a statue. So pretty much the only person at this point that we think knows that Ibara is the one that made the master a statue is obviously this group and Amaryllis. Nobody else knows. Except... Oh! Mo shows up. Yeah. And everybody's thinking... Crazy stuff. But no, we're good. We're good. The rest of the episode, here comes the talking. So initially, when Mo showed up, he followed Amaryllis, and he is so stealthy, so quiet, that Ukyo didn't even hear him with his crazy hearing. And then he's so OP that he could kill all of them. So that's what he's thinking of. His 2 options are kill all of you, look like a hero, keep doing what I'm doing, or kill Ibara, take everything over. Those are essentially his 2 options. But at the same time, he knew that Genro was an intruder. He knew that Ibara was the one that petrified the master. He is aware of this, and he also knew Kohaku and Amaryllis were intruders. So there's something that he wants. And what is that? He wants the petrification beam for himself. That's where it all comes down to it. Is that he wants the petrification beam because that is really the only thing that can stop him. So there's no one physically stronger than him in the area. I would argue maybe Tsukasa, but he's out for the count right now. He is technically dead until we bring back the petrification beam, petrify him, and then unpetrify him to bring him back to life. I would say he's the only one that's physically on par with them. Hyoga too, may possibly, but they send out Gen because the mentalist. He's got to plant a little seed here, and he was like, "Oh, we can easily get the petrification beam. Look what we have. We have this crazy flying machine, even though it's not complete, and there's still issues with it." First move is negotiating. Let's see, yeah. So basically, if they're saying, if we fought him alone, wouldn't be easy. You just got to negotiate with this guy. You got to figure it out. And then basically he's like, "Oh, you should just join our team because altogether we can easily take over the palace. No big deal there." And it's kind of interesting. I kind of want to rewatch some of this because Gen is just kind of like giving you a bunch of manipulation techniques throughout the episode. People feel more solidarity if you're next to them, not opposite. So side to side versus in front of. So he did that. Makes him feel good. Then he slightly under-elaborates his strength. He says, "Oh, if everybody's 100, then you're 150." And then he was like, "Oh, they're gonna basically by doing in this technique, undervaluing their strength, it is urging them to correct you, and they're gonna have to do it. They just feel like it." And he was like, "Maybe a little more than that." So he's already in his mind. Here's the kill all of you or kill Ibara. I'm sure you figured it out by now that the one who petrified the master, yeah, he knows who petrified the master. That's him here. He's like, "The girls would appreciate it if I got rid of him too." Because it sounds like Ibara is a bad guy. I mean, he was feeling up again pretty good. But Kirasame, who's holding the petrification beam, is strong. So she is obviously going to be able to petrify him. So Gen is like, "Oh, I'll tell you what, we'll team up. You get the island, whatever, under the condition that you give us the petrification beam. So let's do it." And then he's acting all skeevy and mischievous. And then he was like, "Wait a minute. No. That's not how this is going to work. You're going to do as I say. We're teaming up. That's perfectly fine. I want the petrification beam. Because you're not going to petrify me the second that we're done with this whole equation. The second, you get what you want, you're not going to petrify me." So now he has gone from I'm going to 50-50 if I'm going to kill you to okay, we're teaming up, we're going to get the petrification beam together. And being that one of them is going to be the one that's controlling the drone, obviously they are going to be the one that has the petrification beam in their hand first when they actually capture it. So Sozu then, kind of, again, he takes him out, takes Moze out. No one's dying. Good to go. Crisis averted. Gen is mentally exhausted, but interesting. He then gives him the earring that Kohaku had, or another one, and he was like, "Yep, here's a weapon, here's some gear. We need to look at strong." So basically, we want you to attack them at night. We need to look very, very strong because the next time we come back, we want them to use that petrification beam immediately so we can capture it. Just get it out of play, capture it, good to go. So that's what he does. He puts on this armor. He's looking pretty cool. I'll be honest. You got this new type of weapon. I have no idea what kind of weapon this is. Some sort of dull-looking spear, I would say. Then he's got this black cloak covered in a mask. Armor, a little bit of armor on his shoulder there. And that's the end of the episode. And that's all she wrote. So a lot of mental gaming here. Let's see what his next episode is called. Battle in 3 Dimensions. So that probably means there's going to be a sky battle, possibly getting that petrification beam early. I believe we should have, at least, I think we had 11 episodes for the first part of this. So probably at least 11, maybe 12. Because typically, I feel like usually when you see a season, if it's kind of a dual core, I think is how they call it. It's either like 23, 24 episodes, sometimes 25, But my guess is hopefully we're getting 12, but who knows? We got 11 in the first half. Very possible we're going to be getting 11 in the second half too. But overall, not a lot going on this episode. Basically, they got Mose on their side. Learned some names here. Ibarra is going to be the main bad guy. I don't know if they plan on killing him, because that doesn't seem like the type of thing Senku was going to do. Mose might do that anyway. So I feel like it is definitely possible that Mose, after they capture the petrification beam, he's the only one standing in the way. There's nothing he can do to stop him. No one's going to be physically stronger than him, and he is just going to go kill him. That is definitely a possibility. I mean, they don't show a lot of gore, but they are not, they're not stingy with it either. We literally got to see Genro get impaled last episode, and this episode a little bit too. So, wouldn't surprise me if that happened. We'll give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's 8 out of 10 because I kind of enjoyed Gen's little antics there, being all skeevy, giving you, master manipulation techniques. Maybe rewatch that, learn how to manipulate people a little bit or something. Kind of messed up, but it's there for you. You have the opportunity to use it if you want to. Other than that, thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button on the way out, notification bell, share, and as always, have a good one.